Chit-chat Cadillac. Chit-chat Cadillac. It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
Love it so much you're winding back.
It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
They're doing some improv and having a chat.
It's Ruse Chit-chat Cadillac.
Yes, and it's starting right now.
Hi Elmo, today we'll be learning about improv.
What's improv?
Well, Elmo, improv's when a bunch of socially awkward people get together and pretend they have friends.
Whoa.
That sounds sad. Yeah, it is. Without further ado, welcome to Ruse Chit Chat Cadillac with your host, Halwala.
Woo! My goodness, I had no idea Sesame Street was full of such assholes.
Yeah, they're rude over there.
Nasty.
Hey,
I
Bert,
know.
where's Ernie?
Where's Ernie?
He's off playing improv with his stupid friends.
That explains a whole lot about Bert's
There
animosity towards
is some
improv.
drama,
Yeah.
we see. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to have these beautiful guests with me here today. We have from the exceptional Amazon Prime series Deadloch, Matt Young.
Hello.
And from the all-star cast of Thank God You're Here and ABC's White Fever, we have Barney Pollock. AKA Cool and Smart.
That's us.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us, Ruth.
Thank you so
Oh
much
my
for having
gosh,
us.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming along.
Our pleasure.
So you've just finished your Melbourne Comedy Festival run. How'd it go?
It was good.
It was good.
We loved it. Yeah. We haven't done one in like 5 years, I don't think. Last try was...
20.
Last one we actually did was 2019.
Yeah.
Then we were going to do... And that was a sketch show. And then we were going to do another sketch show, and then we got COVIDed. As did everyone at the festival. And then we reread the script and we're like, probably best to leave that one where it was.
When it got cancelled, we were so relieved.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we were like, yes!
We're like, thank God. Thank God. We didn't have to put this on stage.
Yeah.
It was called Lizard Man, a one-act play.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
it was terrible.
Yeah, we really, for no good reason, dove into me grieving the death of my grandfather, which was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, so more of a personal journey.
Yeah.
No one needed to see
Not
it.
that funny, though.
Not funny.
Not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we live, we learn.
Yeah,
We did
exactly.
Comedy Festival this year and it slapped.
Yeah. It was
Amazing. Yeah, sometimes the universe knows when it's the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before we deep dive further into our little interview, let's do a bit of prov.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Elmo, can we have a word of suggestion, please?
Your word of suggestion is machete.
If we're going to get out of this jungle, we're going to need to work together. You understand me? This is good. If we all swing our machetes in synchrony, I'm sure we're going to cut through the vines faster and we're going to get back to the temple before you know it. Guys, I'm no happier about this than you are, you know? No one wants to see the rest of their squad killed.
It's just too soon to be processing all of this, mate. Just want to keep chopping the grass down and get back to my wife and kids.
Yeah.
We don't need to don't process it. Don't process it then. Just chop and let's get home, okay?
You keep bringing it up.
Yeah, keep on bringing it up.
I'm sorry, that's just how his spine came out.
I know. Oh, I know. We were there. We know.
We were there.
We saw it.
We've been replaying it over and
Over again. Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe we should do maybe we should talk about it. Maybe that'll help me process it faster.
What? Was this a race?
Well, no, but I'd like to be over it, you know?
Why are you crying?
I had my tear ducts singed in Nam.
What?
In Nam.
Okay.
I got too close.
Okay.
Also, what is this? Like, you've been there, done
Done
that.
that already? You've already done this?
Yeah,
and you?
what?
Wow.
So what, like, anything could happen to any of us and you're just gonna be like, well, my tear ducts are singed.
Yeah, how do I move on from this faster?
I tell you guys, I've been there before. I know what this is like. I know it's hard, okay? I'm trying to support you as best I can.
I really need to get back to the temple. I really need to get back to that temple. I'm serious.
We all want to get back. Why are you so desperate to get back to the temple? Well, I want to get back to the temple so I can rest my head, you know?
He just wants to feel safe, obviously, dummy.
Yeah.
Hey, we can feel safe as together.
Not really.
You're just making us upset.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who pulled the spine out, okay? I'm just saying there's a common enemy here and it's not me, alright?
Oh my
There's
God.
something in that forest that's eating people,
Yeah,
alright?
we know.
I'm just trying to unite us.
I really need to get back to the temple. I need to get back to the temple really bad.
Yeah, that's good. The perfect improvised scene.
Perfect improvised scene.
Oh, it's hard when it just comes naturally, isn't it?
It is. It's like water from a fountain.
Alrighty, let's have a little chit chat, shall we?
Yeah,
Cadillac.
sure.
What drew you to each other?
In level 2, we did a scene that was just like Seinfeld-esque scene.
Oh.
I remember being like, oh, that guy's really good.
No wonder we always do that as a warm-up before
Yeah.
every show. Yeah, I remember doing classes and I was always like, and Barney carried himself with a lot of cool. And then he thought I was funny and we became friends. It was awesome.
Never
Now
thought
we
he was cool though.
And just recently, now we live together as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has that changed the dynamic between you at all?
It's a competition over who gets the long bit of the couch.
Yeah, that's mainly,
Oh.
that's
it.
a
That's
big
about
bit,
it.
yeah.
There's I've got to contend with Barney's cat,
Mm.
Reese, for his affection.
Mhm.
So other than that, I mean, we just did a comedy festival show all the way through it. It went pretty well. So
Yeah, I
dynamic's
think
fine.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
that's
I think if you can do comedy with someone,
Yeah.
then you can do anything with them.
I remember when I was moving in, I had some friends be like, "Oh man, comedy festival, and you're going to be living together. Pff, let's see how that goes." And I was like, "Went fine."
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Went fine.
Well, Tom and I have an extra layer on that where also
We have,
Damn it!
How the hell are we supposed to one up this?
if you
Can
want to
use
add
5
it into your
minutes?
dynamic, highly recommend.
We'll see.
We'll see. You're going away, aren't you, this weekend?
Come here, lizard man.
Yes, lizard man. 2.
We've gone 8 years without it, so I don't know. I don't know if it's on the cards.
Dry spell.
Dry spell, lengthy dry spell.
Dry spell.
In your journey, have you ever had a moment that's kind of like an aha moment where things started to kind of click?
After we finished doing the program at TIC, we were lucky to get to train with Ben Russell
True.
for a year. Most of it was free,
Mm.
which was cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And I think during that period, I remember that was a real
Yeah.
because he used to yell.
Yeah.
He would yell.
Yeah, and we he helped write and direct our first show, and he was he's very insightful and very much, I think, defined sort of our humour a lot that way, or like how to play.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So a strong mentor.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, big
And
time.
he was very adamant about we would write these scripts and they would be so story and plotty heavy, and he would just be like, make it funny. What's the funny bit? Do the funny bit. And then I think that's how we like to perform as well now. Something funny, we're like, just do the funny thing.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have an aha moment?
I had one recently. We did a workshop with Gary Starr, who
Ooh.
is like the king of clown.
He's great.
And the way that he broke down the concepts and kind of explained the simplicity of just being authentic and finding something in the space, I was like, oh, that is such a great thing to carry into any type of performance.
Big time.
The more you relax into it, I feel the more you can find something that you can share authentically as a moment with people.
It's funny because now that you've mentioned that, it's kind of reminded me, I don't know if I had an aha moment during it or anything, but we did a clowning workshop a couple of years back with Zach Zucker.
Oh yeah, we also did one with Zach.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and it was, and I had a decent time. It was a week-long thing, and I remember at the time I probably didn't enjoy it quite as much as I could have. But the influence it's had since then, all the just the clowning principles and the kind of, just listening so attentively to the audience and doing the things that they enjoy. I think that's probably informed the way I perform, maybe more than anything else. I love doing that, and I love when we teach level 3 game and that sort of stuff. That's always the stuff I go back to with the students. Listen for the laugh. If they laugh, do it again. And that's pretty much it. And the authenticity of it all. I really like all that.
I have ongoing aha moments with Bronny, who's the education director at TIC, Improv Conspiracy, because there are things that he said to me years ago that it's almost like this weird like or child relationship where he's my dad.
Yeah.
where he'll say something to me and I'll be like, at that time, be like, fuck off, bro.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years later, I'll be like, oh, that's what he meant. Oh. So I just constantly have those, like, which speaks to how good he is as a teacher.
Yeah.
Amazing. So both of you are teachers at the Improv Conspiracy,
Yeah.
Melbourne's kind of resident improv school.
Yeah.
What do you think your teaching philosophy is based on?
We have very different
Very
ones.
different.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Great.
Do you want to go first?
Mine is I will crush you, but I will make you better. Or no, it's not really that. It's more like I'll be as direct as possible, because in my head I'm like, that's a gift, because people don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it for you to make you better.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like come along on the ride, buy
Go
in.
straight.
Come for a ride and go straight.
Or jump off because it's not stunning.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But I've had to adjust that. I've kind of had to reduce the speed of the ghost train.
It's an interesting balance to find. And what about you?
I don't disagree with Barney's philosophy by any means. I just don't have that dog in me. You know, I can't. I'm much more like support, like encourage strengths. Kind of like if there's weaknesses, let's bypass those. Let's try and work on what you're best at. That sort of thing. I think more specifically, also, I like to try to encourage rather than dictate. Try to encourage like a response. Like after every exercise, first thing is like, you know, how did that feel? Like I've always want to know what they thought, and then kind of. Because 9 times out of 10, they give themselves the note you were going to give as well. And you kind of be like, yeah, that's it. You're spot on. Here's some advice or whatever.
Yeah.
There seems to be a phase when you're learning improv that we definitely went through
big time.
But you see it with students where they get to a certain point and maybe they hit like a bump in the road where they're not progressing as quickly as they were before. And so then they decide that actually how things are done, like the fundamentals, aren't that important. We've actually come up with this crazy new format that's so to like overcome the fact that maybe the skills aren't there, but that will never help. And you kind of have to do that, fail at it, and then realize, oh, actually, I just need to get better at the actual thing that I'm doing, which is improv.
Totally.
Like one of the things I always like telling students, if they're maybe they're talking about like improv they saw or whatever and talking about how good it is, or like I always use like Middleditch and Schwartz as an example on Netflix because everyone can go and watch it. But I'm always like, if you watch them, all they're doing is they're doing the fundamentals really well. And these are the people who are doing it for Netflix and they're a big deal or whatever, but all they're doing is hitting the fundamentals really solid and then playing with it. And then like breaking the rules here and there. They're talking to each other about their characters and all that sort of stuff. But they've got the fundamentals nailed, so they're really important. So
as people who've been in so many different formats of improv, particularly like in a TV show that's got improvisers performing there, what is the kind of variation in skill set that helps translate all of those different forms?
Yes, and.
That's it.
That's all it takes. This is going to be a real short episode.
That's it.
That's it. How, like formats wise, so like on Thank God You're Here, I'm guessing, and like, do you mean across like?
Yeah, because I find improv is like so beautiful when people step into it. They kind of like come out of their shells and like everything, the whole world seems to be opening up for them. Then they start performing at the theatre, which is a really positive space. Everyone's really encouraging. Then they might venture out to the pub scene, which is a completely different vibe. It really tests your skill set, but I think makes you a much better comedian when you're just having a regular punter audience and you really need to have the comedy, not just the enthusiasm. So what is the next step when you move into TV?
The biggest thing I think is driving things forward. It's the most important thing. So when you're doing a scene, you have to be present, you have to do all that stuff, but you constantly need to be moving the scene forward to something that, like, not in terms of story, but in terms of driving the action between the characters forward constantly. That's the biggest jump. It feels a little bit different in the way that it's driven from you, the character / improviser, with the other character / improviser.
Yeah.
Where you're not just heightening the situation, you're like actively trying to change them as well. Yeah, that I think is...
Interesting. Wow, this has been so enlightening. I would love to also know what would be your go-to piece of advice for someone who's looking to make that transition from hobby to professional.
Ooh. Just get good.
Yes, and get good.
Get good, but get good with audiences. I think that's crucial. I think feeling like knowing how to... I think there's a huge gulf between performers who, like, if there's a show where maybe you have to have audience interaction up the top, that show can live or die based on how well the host operates or how well you have that conversation at the top of a show. And like, we've done pub gigs and stuff before, and some of them suck, and the ones that have been really good are the ones where we spend an ample amount of time at the top of the show getting the audience, like inviting the audience to the party. And who's that? Mick Napier. It's a bit like Mick Napier thing, Chicago improv guy. Like, invite the audience in, and if you can learn to connect with them and feel like, and have fun with them and not be stuck to the script, but just like have a good time, I feel like you can get way more people on side that way, and the more people you have on side, the better your chances of professionalism are, I guess.
Yeah. That's great advice. I love leaving a show feeling like I'm friends with everyone in the audience. Like, you actually like really got to know them.
You want the audience to feel like they're in it with you, you know, like it's an exchange, like it's a whole room collaboration. And I think if you can do that, then everyone leaves feeling like they did something cool, you know, or they were part of something cool.
I love that.
I don't know if this happens at ITS, but at TRC it's less so now. But a team comes on and they do this weird kind of like dancing to the music that they come on. Right, and they do it for too long, and you're like, who's this for? And then they stop and they go, and then two people go, and they, okay, all right, guys. And then maybe one of them might be like, the tech cut us off at the wrong point. And you're like,
right. And then it might be like, we're going to try and do some improv for you. And we hope it's funny.
Yeah, can we get a word?
Yeah.
And you need to come on and prove to the audience that you're going to be okay, because they're nervous.
Yeah.
Like, because you're improvising, maybe if they haven't improvised, they're like, oh, what's this going to be? So you have to be kind of like confident and slick up the top to show them that it's going to be okay.
We always used to start our shows with like a sketch as well, and which was fun just because we like doing sketches, but also it served the purpose of like at the top of the show, we were like, we can prove to you we're funny. Yeah. Like, we will start the show, it'll be funny, it's all scripted, it's all in control, and then we're going to exit and then we'll come on and do improv. And from the top, they're like, oh, cool, yeah, no, we've seen these guys, they're funny. They were just here.
And my final question, what is your big dream for Cool and Smart in the next phase of your journey?
Headline WrestleMania.
Yeah, headline WrestleMania. Don't know how we get there, but...
No, I don't know. Well, we did the show this year, which was really, really fun. It's the first time we've done improv in the comedy festival. And we got, all these cool guests and stuff. And I think the next thing that I'm really excited for is to do it again. Ideally, off the back of the success of this year, hopefully we can get some other people that we really admire and that kind of stuff. And hopefully can just grow that way. And I mean, the other thing would be, to establish an Australian Hollywood. That would be incredible.
You want to build an Australian
Hollywood?
Hollywood?
I want to build Australian Hollywood and be on the Mount Rushmore of it.
Wow. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I would be obsessed with that. Yeah. I love that dream.
I can carve you up there.
Yeah, chuck us in. Yeah.
So far, no one else is on board with the dream. So if you're on board, let's do it.
My thing would be to just continue to, like, Middleditch and Schwartz was such a moment for me, because there's 10,000 stand-up specials on Netflix. And then there was that, and I was like, oh my God. Look, this is actually here. It's really good. We don't have that same... Like, in America, when the UCB Herald teams, are getting announced, they've got casting directors calling the theatre, being like, who's on what team? And who are they? And can you give me their details? And, like, that doesn't exist here. And there are stand-ups who end up going into comedy shows that's great. But it's like, you also have this whole pool of people that are doing something much more similar to the thing that you're trying to do on TV. So
totally.
Why not use these people? So for me, it's like trying to push the marker of making improv accessible to people, so it's not just like the worst thing that you can possibly
Yeah.
imagine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not what Bert said it was. It's not just for social outcasts. It sounds like we're describing Barney as step one on the way to developing Australian Hollywood.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, totally. I was like, all of these dreams, step by step, bigger, better show next year with new guests,
All in good time.
cool and smart special, and then Hollywood Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What hill are you gonna?
God. Is Kosciuszko in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let's go
our
Kosciuszko.
tallest, that's
Let's
our
go-
biggest one.
Okay, yeah. We'll take Kosciuszko.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. This has been so much fun.
Well, thank you for having
Having
us.
us, Roo.
Yeah.
Now let's finish off with a little second beat of improv.
You.
You're back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened out there?
Oh!
Oh, no. Something bad, I trust.
So many
Bad things.
Oh, hey, it's okay. You're safe.
No, it's not okay. What's okay about it? You don't even know what happened.
What I know is you're here, and there's food, and there's shelter, and there's family, and there's love, and you're safe.
Where is my Digimon?
We've got your Digimon. Your Digimon's in the knapsack. We've got your Digimon right here.
Give it. He's dead!
Oh.
And where is my Switch? I left my Nintendo Switch here, and I was halfway through my Pokemon campaign.
Okay.
Don't tell me I haven't caught anything.
We have
When
this-
I'm your age, I really want a Nintendo Switch, but at the moment, all I have is this Digimon.
Don't worry, you'll get there, buddy. You'll
Thank
get there.
you.
Okay, you're back.
Oh,
You're
okay. Mortal Kombat's on, but well, just ripping out some spines in here. Oh god.
safe. That sounds a bit
Oh, that's
violent
awesome.
for kids. I
No,
think.
it's sick.
awesome.
No, I
It's
don't
sick.
think
It's so sick. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Lethal kill.
Get
in
it, get it, get it,
3,
get
2,
it, get it,
1.
get it.
Oh,
Oh, the eyeballs come out and everything.
That's so sick.
I just
so
think
sick.
that kids your age shouldn't see things like that. You know, I think that they're going to damage.
What are you talking about?
I'm just thinking, you guys have been through. You come back. You were with 6 people, and you came back together, and with no one else. I just imagine that there's some bad things out there, and I don't want this sort of compounding that.
I've got to go to another temple. I don't like this one.
And that is a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. That was really, really fun.